Hello from Galveston Island. Adam Tereska Videos. And yes, I am in traffic. Why am I in traffic, do you ask? Very simple. I'm heading over to the ferries for Galveston Island as I start my first video in a series of videos of the Galveston County area. Today we're going to do a ferry ride across the Galveston Bay and go over from Galveston Island to the port of Boulevard, then turn around and come back and make a return trip to Galveston Island using the ferry. The ferry ride is a lot of fun. I've been on it multiple times. It never gets old. And it's definitely one of those things I like doing in the daytime instead of at night because you can see more. So we'll be starting off the Galveston County series with the ferry ride going across Galveston Bay over to the port of Boulevard and then back. And if I'm not mistaken, we'll be passing the SS Selma, which was a former World War I military vessel that's partially submerged in Galveston Bay. It was built out of concrete around 1917-ish. They tried repurposing it after the First World War because it wasn't really suitable for wartime activities. It failed in all attempts to repurpose the vessel, so it is partially sunken in the Galveston Bay. Hopefully we'll get to see that, but you'll get to see a lot of the different sites here on Galveston Bay. You'll be able to see some of Texas City. You'll be able to see some of Galveston Island, and of course you'll be able to see the port of Boulevard. This will be a fun trip, I think. I think you'll enjoy it. So join me as we get ready to take a ferry ride once we ever get through all this traffic to get on the ferry. Okay, we are on the ferry. We are on the John W. Johnson. And I'm going to shut off the car real quick here. I'm going to open up my sunroof. So we are currently getting ready to go. We got loaded up finally. And once we get out of the landing here, we're going to go ahead, we'll get out of the car, and we will get the filming going so we can see outside of the car, get to see all the different vessels that are on the water, and we'll get to see what kind of stuff we can find. So once we get out of the landing, I'll pick back up with you, and we'll get to see what we can see. In the meantime, as I said, this is the John W. Johnson. This is the ferry that we're on right now. And let's see what we come up with. Okay, I'm actually outside of the car now. We're still in the landing, but there's a lot to see here. There's a Navy ship that's retired that's sitting over there. I'm not sure what the name of that one is, but that's quite impressive. Look at these bumpers. There's another one of the ferries that's not in use today, the Gilchrist. It's a beautiful day today. It's in the low 90s. And we're going to walk up through the cars here, head up to the front of the ferry and see what other goodies we can see while we're here. It appears that behind that surface vessel, Navy ship, there's a submarine back there as well.
Welcome aboard the Texas Department of Transportation ferry vessel, John W. Johnson. Your vehicle engine must be shut off and the parking brake set. Smoking is not allowed anywhere on this vessel or in your vehicle. Pets and all other animals must remain in your vehicle. Service animals that have a harness, leash, or tether, and accompanied by their handler, are allowed access to all public areas of this vessel. Please do not leave small children unattended. Please feed the seagulls from the back of the boat only. Do not walk or stand between vehicles while the ferry is approaching the landing. Do not start your engine or release the parking brake until the vessel is secure in the landing. Black and yellow arrows are located on the deck and various other locations. In the event of an announced emergency, please exit your vehicle and follow the black on yellow arrows directing you to the muster station at the far end of the vessel. Once there, you will receive instructions from the ferry crew members. Thank you, and have a safe and pleasant trip.
We just had the safety instructions given to us while on the ferry, and we'll be adhering to those, needless to say. I'm going to head over to the port side and see what we can see over there. We might be able to see a little bit better. There's another view of the landing and some of the areas here in Galveston Island. A number of different ships. And that is one of the parks across the bay there. I believe it's Galveston Bay Park. I'm not sure if that's the actual name to it or not, but that's what I believe it to be. If I am mistaken, I will make an update video and correct that. Let's get another view of that Navy vessel. And again, right behind it appears to be a submarine. Maybe possibly two submarines, because we got the 639 closer to us, and then there's another submarine behind it. And we should be getting closer to it. I maxed out on my zoom in, but we should be able to see as we pass the Robert C. Lanier, the partial submerged shipwreck of the SS Selma. I'm hoping you guys can hear me over the ferry and over the waves and everything else. Speaking of the waves, you see them coming off the ferry. And out here, you can see a number of different vessels that are out here. There's everything from tugboats to freighters, fishing boats, police boats, and a vast variety of other vessels that are here that come into the Galveston Bay on a regular basis. I'm hoping we can get close to the shipwreck. I apologize for any shakiness in the video. I'm doing my best. Keep in mind, I am on the water and I am on a ferry, and we can be moved around at any time in any direction.
Your attention, please. Black on yellow arrows are located on the deck at various other locations. In the event of an announced emergency, please exit your vehicle and follow the black on yellow arrows directing you to the muster station at the far end of the vessel. Once there, you will receive instructions from the ferry crew member. Thank you, and have a safe and pleasant trip.
There's the SS Selma right there. Again, as I mentioned before, this is a vessel that was made out of concrete because of the lack of steel that was available at the time and served during World War I. I tried filming this at night, but I wasn't able to successfully do any really decent filming because everything was so vague and you really couldn't make anything out at the nighttime videos. So I definitely made it a point to come here during the day so we can do this trip, and I'm glad I did because now you can see stuff so much better. On that island over there appears to be a beach. I don't know if anybody's on. Yeah, I think there's people on. I think I see people from here. But the SS Selma. There's another shipwreck that's completely submerged that you can't see. I don't remember what the name of that was. But we got boaters that are going over to the Selma. Sorry about the tipping. At some point in time, I would like to go over there and see that up close. Hopefully sometime soon I'll get to. If I do, that will make one fantastic video. But that is the remains of the SS Selma. Here we have looks like a tugboat coming over, towing a not freighter. I know what it's called too, and I can't remember what it is to save my life. But it's neat being on the water, nevertheless. That's a barge, excuse me, that's what it is, the barge. We got the tugboat is pushing a barge over, it looks like, to the preservation area. And did I just see a fin? Yes. Let me see if I can get this. We appear to have a dolphin near the ferry. This would be a nice surprise I wasn't expecting. Please let it come back up. I saw the fin of a dolphin coming right near the ferry here. And the Maersk Detroit is crossing our bow right now. how about that? That is a nice surprise I wasn't expecting. Unexpectedly fishing for freighters today. That is cool. I've been on the ferry several times. I have never had that happen before, where we've actually had a freighter turn around and cross our bow like that. That is just too cool. Look at the size of that thing. I'm standing on the lower deck, and my head doesn't even go up to the letters Norfolk, Virginia on the aft of the ship. And now we're going back to port to head back to our original pathway. Get back on course. But that is amazing. So that's a new first for me. Having a transport freighter turn around and cross our bow like that while riding on the ferry. First time for everything. And it looks like we have more freighters and barges up here. While we're at it, let's get one more look. At the SS Selma from this side. And that, let's go back around to the front of the ferry and see what else we can see. That's the landing we're heading to right there. That's over at the port of Boulevard. And out that way, on the horizon, is the Gulf of Mexico. It is so incredible. Access route there to the Gulf.
He's taking that helicopter. Who's going to shoot? Yeah,
Just a beautiful day, a beautiful ride. Waves just starting to spray up. I'm hoping I caught that dolphin bouncing up and down alongside the ship. That would be awesome if we did. Come over to the starboard side of the ferry, closer to my car, because we are getting close. See all the traffic coming into the bay. Lots of vessels. With the refineries being where we're at, so close, it's not uncommon to see all these ships coming in. Cargo ships, oiling vessels, all the different freighters. There's a lighthouse. That'll be one of the things I'll be going over to tour at my first opportunity. Ray Stoker is in port right now, over there. I was on that one last night. And we're getting close to the landings right now, so I'm going to get in the car. And I'm going to stop this right here, and I'll get back to you in a moment. I'm back in the car because of the fact that we do have to be in the cars when we're going to the landings. Plug in my charger. I don't have my engine running, but I have my windows down and my sunroof popped open for when we are moored to the landing, because you're not allowed to have your car running until the ship is ready to go, the ferry is ready to go, I should say, and at which point then we're able to start the engines, put on the AC, and be able to get going. This is such a beautiful location. Port of Boulevard, excuse me. And it has a segment that is like almost completely barren, and then you have areas that are repopulated. And it's just a nice, quiet little area. It's as quiet as Texas City itself. And I love it down here so much. I really do, because there is so much to do. And you don't have to go far to see it. Yes, I'm wiping sweat out of my eyes. And I just emotionally and mentally restabilitating, I guess is a good way to put it. I feel at peace here. And this ferry trip is going to, I'm going both ways with it. I'm going from Galveston Island and I'm going back to Galveston Island in just a little while. But in the 3 weeks I've been down here, it has been like heaven. I'm getting credentials so that I can go into security on the ports. It'll allow me to make some decent money, and I'll be able to still be able to film. I'll be able to make my series here in Galveston County, in Texas City, Galveston Island, LaPorte, Dixonton, Lamarck, Pasadena, Texas, all the way up into South Houston. I mean, there's just so much history to cover, and there's so many topics to cover, and I can't wait to bring it to you. I could probably go, if I filmed every day for a month straight and was successful with filming every single video, I probably wouldn't cover but a fraction of everything. There is so much to cover. A lot of stuff. I'm very excited about it. And I hope you are too. Looking forward to going up to Houston next month because the 4017 Big Boy is going to be down there. And I intend to go film that. There'll be some historical tragedies that I'm going to be covering as well in the area. There was a couple of explosions as we wait to get off the ferry. I can tell you about this that I'll be discussing. One happened in April of '47. The other one happened in 2008 over at British Petroleum's refinery. That happened recently, in the last 13 years. And we'll be covering that stuff as well. But trains, museums, abandoned locations, everything I can go after, I'm going to go after. And I'm really looking forward to it. This is a definite needed change that I needed to make for my family and myself. And I miss and love everybody back home, but I knew this was the right move to make. And we'll get off the ferry here in a few minutes, and then we will see where we're at the Port of Boulevard. And I'm going to see if I can't get to that lighthouse. It's a little spur of the moment, last minute decisive treat for you. And let's see what we can find. Alright, we are driving off of the ferry. Make sure I don't get caught up on the record there. Go across the gangway there. And now we're heading into the Port of Boulevard. And I'm going to see if I can't get to that lighthouse over there, because that looks extremely interesting. I've always had a love affair for lighthouses, to the point where 2 of my lamps are lighthouses. I'm hoping we can possibly get up close to it and we can see it. Let's see what I can find here. I've always come here at night, so it's always been a bad timing for me to do it. But now that we are in the daytime, I'm going to see if there's public access to that or not. And it's not looking too likely. No, it's not accessible, doesn't look like, so at least you got to see it, but from the road. But I was hoping to give you a better show, and we'll just take it from there. Now, this section of the island is not that populated. There's not a lot of houses in the area, probably due to the flooding when hurricanes come in. And I am going to make a quick stop here because we have a historical marker at the Fort Travis Seashore Park. Okay, I grabbed myself a brochure here of the Fort Travis Seashore Park, and we're at one of the monuments. Jane Herbert Wilson and Long. I won't read through the whole thing. I'll hold it down in different spots where you can pause the video as necessary. at this nice little monument here. I say little, it dwarfs me. Eagle Scout Project by J. Kennedy, Troop 13, September 2013. That is awesome. And over here is the story of Boulevard Point. Boulevard, one of those two. I'm not sure exactly how you say it. I'll left there for you so you have a chance to read it. If need be, you can pause it. And there's a puppy. Hi, buddy. There's a another quick view of that. I'll go check the park real quick. Okay, we're now going into the Fort Travis Seashore Park. Let's see what there is here and see what there's to see. Check out the sights a little bit. And then we're going to head over to the ferry again and head back over to Galveston Island. I'm guessing we just drive down this pathway here. Again, I've never been here before. This is a first for me. They have that fenced off. I don't know what's up there. And it appears, okay, well that was worthless. So what we'll do is, oh, we have an abandoned building. Abandoned building alert. Surprise, surprise, some kind of a motel or hotel or something. Everything's all boarded up, so I'm not going to try going in. Unfortunately, people have to graffiti everything. There's actually doors, the plywood's ripped off the doors, and the doors are exposed. Doesn't mean you can get in there, and I'm not going to try it because I'm not going to get in trouble. Plus, there's no access to the upper levels anyway. So we're going to go back over this bridge, come back over this way. We've got the American and Texas flags waving proudly. Nobody's coming down the hill. House on stilts. That's a well thought out idea. Nice looking house. I wouldn't mind living in that. Go back over the other way, see what we find over that way. That's basically a oh, here we go. We got an open up area here. We'll see what's over here. Check things out. The Fort Travis Seashore Park. No metal detecting or prospecting is allowed. There's the fort. Let's go have ourselves a walk, shall we? I'm going to park the car and see if we can get it up close and personal in there. Alright, give me a minute. You didn't seriously think I'd pass up on checking this place out, did you? No way would I skip this out. It's my first time learning about this, so I definitely want to come here and check it out. This will give you an idea of how this works. This is the Battery Edwin R. Kimball. Because I can't get the whole thing on the screen for you, I'm going to read this off to you. Construction of this battery began in August 1917 and was completed in April 1922. It was named after Major Edwin R. Kimball, who lost his life in 1918 during World War I and was a native of Galveston. The battery is composed of two 12-inch surplus World War I guns, which had a range of 17 miles. In addition to the guns, the battery included a chemical decontamination chamber, plotting rooms, enlisted and officers' latrines, and a large magazine chamber that was divided into separate gunpowder and shell chambers. The structure is constructed of reinforced concrete, earthworks, and brick. In 1943, both of the Battery Kimball's guns and carriages were transferred to Battery 520 in South Carolina. Kimball, along with Fort Travis, was deactivated in 1943. After being completed in 1922 and deactivated in 1943, it still stands long and strong today. Let's go see if we can have a look at this bad boy. A view of the rest of the grounds here. Oh, we got all kinds of good stuff to look at here. It's gonna be a longer video than I anticipated, but that's okay. I've got no problem with that. If I need to, I'll come back. I'll make a special video just of this. But there's, as I said, there is so much to see here in Texas. I mean, one area, and I've got a cornucopia of different topics to look at, different things to see. This place is absolutely incredible. Here's another placard here. This one I can get on the phone for you here, so I will hold it for a while and I'll drop it down to get you the rest of it. There we go, I actually got the whole thing right there. Okay, so we get the whole thing in there. Hold it like that for a moment. Give you a chance to pause on it if you need to. All right. We can't climb on the bunker, but we can come down here. I'm going to guess that this is probably where they had one of the guns. That would be my guess anyway. A gun would probably be around here. It could spin around up to 360 degrees if need be. and to be able to defend the area here against any ocean-going vessels, and if even aerial vessels, planes and stuff like that. And look at that view. Seriously, look at that view. Great place for defense. Great place to relax. We're walking down the walkway here to come around to the main level of the bunker, or the battery as they call it. And here's part of the reason why you can see the wall starting to crack due to age. There have been attempts to repair it, but it is old. I mean, it's almost 100 years old. It was completed nearly 100 years ago. And here we go. We got storage facilities, the officer's latrine, a data computer room. Here we go. I don't know if you can see anything in there, but I don't have a flashlight with me or I'd shine that in there. I'll come back. I'll make a return trip. Look at the size of the hinges. There's my hand. There's a hinge. That's some heavy steel right there. They cinder blocked the officer's latrine. Why, I don't know, but maybe it's for structural integrity of the building. Computer data room. Again, another one of those heavy, heavy steel doors. It's got to be about an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch thick. Windows are filled in, most likely for reinforcement. You got a plotting room with another one of those steel doors. Unfortunately, we have people who can't be respectful and have to perform graffiti. Looks like somebody made an effort at getting rid of it. When you come to these places like this, folks, please, for the love of God, don't graffiti the place, right? Oh, I'm not sure what's there. There's no sign to tell me what it is here, but you can get a view of what's in there. There's enough light coming in. That's pretty cool. There's another view in there from a hole in the other door. Now they fenced off the upper area there. They have it gated off, but maybe we can climb upstairs and see what's there, even if we can't. And that leads up to the upper level of the bunker. I keep saying bunker and then I keep saying battery. They call it both a battery and a bunker. So see the old style wiring. How about that for a rail, huh? As we come down here, there's more windows that were sealed up with cinder blocks. Then you got the switchboard room. It's so nice if you can get in there to see that. You can see how the salt water has come in and started pitting up the doors. All the doors are like this. They have the pitting on it like that. But as thick as those doors are, in your chemical warfare service room, as thick as these doors are, it'll take a long time before they ever rust through completely. Not that they don't, in some spots they have a good start on it right there, and the hinge being a good example. And speaking of the hinges, there's my hand. Look at the size of that hinge. 3 fingers. Again, another room I'm not sure of what's in there. That one we really can't see that well. That one we need a flashlight. Maybe a light was supposed to be here or something. There's a wiring conduit plugged off. Again, more staircasing here. And we have an open door here, it looks like. All right, it's gated off, but you can... This is nice. This is good. Okay. You got powder storage on the far end down there. You have shell storage closer to us. Let me see. Okay. So this is where the powder and the shell storage was. And we're going to go over to the other side of the bunker and we're going to see what else there is, such as a plotting room. Again, with those big steel doors. Notice how they're pitted in 100 years, plus years possibly. Here by the salt water will take its toll. You see the center block where the windows were and doorways were. I'm guessing they're for reinforcement purposes. This was the enlisted latrine, otherwise known as a bathroom, for those who are not familiar with the terminology. And this was a storage room. And again, those steel doors. Sadly, we have people who have to vandalize everything with graffiti. I don't know why. Down here it doesn't seem to be as graphic as up in Pennsylvania, but nevertheless, it is completely unacceptable, and I don't like it. It really upsets me badly. Now, here we are, this other circle. It's duplicate to the other one, except this one has grass in it. This would be where the other 12-inch gun was. And being that both of those guns have the ability to turn, possibly up to 360 degrees, it's sort of like a roundhouse for a train. The gun would spin around to aim at the area where it needs to shoot, and would shoot as necessary, and that's why they're shaped circular like this. Just amazing. And speaking of amazing, look at that view. Is that not spectacular? Historical pieces like this just absolutely amaze me. I can't get enough of it. Funny part is, aside from waiting in traffic at the ferry to get on the ferry, all that out of the way, I'm no more than 25 minutes away from my house here in Texas City. And, well, I'm in Galveston Island. I'm in Port Boulevard now. I'm not even on Galveston Island. I'm in the Port Boulevard. But aside from the ferry ride and the wait in line, and I'm only about 25 minutes away from home. And this incredible structure, just cannot get enough of it. Give me a bathroom and a shower, I could live here. This place is so cool. There's the walkway to come through. I'll go in this hill here. And you can see my Milan. But with Looks like we got some other bunkers over here we need to address. It would not be right to not check these out. Let me walk over there, and when I get closer to them, I'll get back to you. How about this, huh? There's another bunker, and you've got a little small building that we can step into. Not sure what was in here originally. See some metal reinforcement there. It's rusting out. Of course, as old as this location is, that's understandable. The echo is because of the fact that this is all concrete and wood. Oh, that's all concrete. Never mind. Forget it, the wood. It's all wood. Someone did a nice eye, but they could put their artwork somewhere else. That must have been a guard shack or something. Be my guess anyway. Now again, you're not allowed to go up on top, so I'm not going to, but people can actually climb in there and get in the shade, or you can just stand over here. Amazing, huh? All welded up. Keep people at it so they don't destroy everything, understandably. Love to see what's inside it for documentary reasons. You back up, show you the enormousness of this. Absolutely incredible. So I've been another one of those, probably another turret, maybe a different type of gun, maybe the same type of gun is over on the other side I showed you before. Circular pattern, trail on it to let the gun go 360 degrees. And now we're going over to the seawall. There's stuff over here to see yet. It just is non-stop. Oh, okay, we hear jet skis nearby. And it looks like there might be a sign up here I can check out. Picnic area with a grill. How's that, with a roof on, a little gazebo? Wish I brought my tripod with me. Do some static displays there for you with that, but I'll do that another time. It's not like I'm leaving in a week, so here's what looks like maybe a gunnery point or something like that. I am not going to go in there because it's flooded, but you would actually peer out that slot right there, and you'd have coverage while you were defending the area here, defending the fort. If you love ships, you can come out here, you can hang out all day. This is the seawall in the port of Boulevard. Mooring mooring line is used for holding the ships to the piers, for those who don't know. Here's a broken off section that apparently came over here to shore. Hopefully someone will come over and pick that up and get it out of the water. And properly get rid of it. But I'm not even going to try to count the number of vessels that are out on the water right now because there was just too many. I love the brick. The brick is awesome. The sign's a little faded, but this will give you an idea of the walking area. There's a what they call the Fort Travis Interpretive Trail. And we were just checking out the Battery Ernest Historic Bunker. And it's incredible. There's a faded picture of that lighthouse that we drove past. Hopefully that'll be accessible soon. It's called the Boulevard Lighthouse, and apparently it's been dark since 1875. Because this is a Daily News, Sunday, April 27th, 1925 report, and it says the Boulevard Light is dark after 50 years service. That's a little disheartening. Well, let's take a walk around. Let's see what else there is to see. Because there appears to be a lot. And the thing, this video started off as nothing more than a ferry video. But I'm going to include this in this video with the ferry because why not? There's so much to cover. Being able to nail two birds with one stone, as they say, works out really nice. Let's see what we got here as far as another bunker. I love this brick road. I mean, there's cracks. It's not perfect. It's got low spots and high spots where it's cracked and whatnot, but nevertheless. And I don't think I'm going to get too close to this one because it looks like we're not going to be allowed to. It looks like it's gated off, most likely a safety. So I'll go up to the gate or stay on the hill above the gate, but I'm not going to go past it because I don't want to trespass. So that's not how I do things. But this definitely does give a nice perspective here. It's an incredible building. We'll get over here to the side more and I'll start zooming in. I wish you could access it because I would love to go in there and check it out personally. Alright, I'm going to go down on the grass and I'll try to film it in. Because down here it's not listed as no trespassing. Try to get you a little bit of a view as best as I can. Again, there's no markings to tell me what is what in here. So I'm going to say probably latrines, storage, ammo, plotting, just like the other bunkers. Yeah, you see some of the chunks of concrete that are falling apart, so it's understandable as to why they don't want people in here. This place is in pretty poor shape as far as natural decay. Just unbelievable. Again, I would love the opportunity to go in there to see it so I can document it. But due to safety constraints, they're not allowing it. And the way the concrete's cracking and there's chunks of concrete falling, it's definitely understandable that this is definitely not safe to enter. Although it does remind me of Concrete City a little bit in Nanticoke, Pennsylvania. Unbelievable. Oh, history buffs, rejoice. Back down to 1-to-1. Oh, let me go back here. Let's take a walk back. We'll find out what this bunker is called. The bunker over on this side over here, on that far side there, is pretty much a twin to what I showed you earlier on this hill. So I'm not going to go over there to that one. But we'll go back to the red brick road and we'll see what the name of this one was again. All right, this was the battery Thomas Davis, and here are the plans on it. Again, it doesn't say which building, which rooms are what, but here's a picture of the guns they had on it. And here's another picture of it. Used to have railroad tracks near it. I may have been walking on what were the railroad tracks at the time. And construction of this battery began on April 8, 1898 and was finished on October 5, 1899. It was named after Second Lieutenant Thomas Davis of the United States Mounted Rifles, who was killed in the Mexican War of 1847. They contain two 8-inch breech-loading guns of the disappearing type. Disappearing guns are arranged so that they stay below the parapet of the battery for concealment and ease of loading. When it was desired to fire the weapon, it was raised on its cantilevered mount above the parapet. When the gun was fired, the recoil pushed it back into the pit, which protected the gun crews. Ammunition magazines, crew quarters, and fire control rooms were located under the battery. These guns were the most advanced of their day. They could be elevated higher than the comparable naval weapons, thus outranging them. The structure is reinforced concrete, which was originally built on a series of wooden pilings in the sand. The seawall was not built around it until 1903. So that gives you an idea of how there was railroad tracks there at the time, and now they're gone. So I head back toward the seawall again. More picnic areas. I can actually feel the presence of the military here. Maybe it's military in me, maybe it's something else, but I can feel the military. I can feel the presence here. It's pretty incredible. There is a lot to see here. I think we'll check out one more area and then we're going to head back to the ferry to head back to Galveston Island. Such a beautiful place to walk. For people who can't handle the heat, the breeze coming off the bay is incredible. It feels so nice. And actually makes it feel probably about 10 or 15 degrees cooler than it actually is. I didn't even bring water with me, and I'm not dying of thirst or anything like that, so. But I just cannot get enough. This is addicting. This truly is addicting. Different parts of Galveston Island over there. The shoreline, not the shoreline, it's not what I'm looking for, the ports. You can see the cranes over there if you look real carefully. That's one of the portways. You can see the tugboat is actually pushing that freighter in, getting it ready to bring it into port. I haven't covered a raindrop in a rain barrel, and there's already so much to see. I can't wait till I really get out there and start exploring. I honestly think there's enough stuff. It'd probably take me at least a year to cover just Galveston County alone. And as far as the state itself goes, I don't think I'm going to live long enough to cover everything. Texas is that engrossed in history and knowledge that needs to have its story told. And while other people may cover the exact same thing, everybody has their own twist to it. Everybody has their own perspective, their own prerogative. And every story, even on the same topic, is always going to be different. That's why whenever you get the opportunity, you need to get out and explore. You need to film it. You need to document it. Tell the story. Because the story needs to be told. This is another of the batteries here. Again, this one also is no trespassing. Obviously, it'd be for safety reasons. Being as close to the water as it is, it's suffered a lot of damage, and as such, would not be safe to go in. And actually, it looks like a twin to the Thomas Davis one I just covered. So I won't get too involved in the video of it. Now, this one's a little bit different. It has more central staircases in it. Make sure I'm covering it. There we go. Yeah, this one's different. It's a little more simple. More stairways to get up to the top. Okay. Center up on this one here in particular. And I'm going to zoom in as best I can. I'm maxed out on my zoom. Dead center in the screen, you're going to see bolts sticking out of the concrete. Okay, there's 3 sets of those at each of the staircases. Those are for the guns that they had here. Now, the guns that they had here had 3-inch caliber, 3-inch caliber rapid-fire pedestal guns with searchlights. That's what a 3-inch pedestal gun looks like. This is what it looked like. It appears to be during construction. And this is what the plans look like. This is the Rudolph Ernest. This is one of the original ones. He was named after Rudolph Ernest, United States 6th Infantry. He was a second lieutenant. He was killed at Molina del Rey, Mexico, on September 28, 1847, during the Mexican War. The battery, built in reinforced concrete, contained 3 small 3-inch caliber rapid-fire pedestal guns with searchlights, as I mentioned, case-mounted ammunition magazines below. Its purpose was to defend the harbor entrance against torpedo boats and raiding parties in small boats. The battery was damaged during the storm in 1900 and not re-garrisoned until 1911. So this one suffered damage, and now with everything else happening, it's gotten to the point where it's not safe, and again they have no trespassing and it's fenced off. And right over here behind me we have yet another bunker, which will probably be the last one I cover, because of the fact that I am going to need to get back to the house, and I am going to need to get on the ferry, and I'd like to get on there before rush hour traffic, because otherwise I'll be here for a while. But we're still going to come over here to what is the Battery Commander Station. Isn't that beautiful? Not sure the service of the pocket there. I'm sure there is a purpose for it, and you can actually come into it. The piping, you got some kind of conduit there on the side. This may have been a light pole. And there's another view of the bay. See the metal. Not sure what's for. There's no placards telling me anything on it. But all in all, just a phenomenal location. I'm glad I came over here and decided to check it out. It ended up being even better than I hoped. Nothing like a good day of exploring. As I said, this is going to be a combo video. This is for my series. This is going to be the Galveston County series. And this will be episode 1. Ferry ride across Galveston Bay and the Fort Travis Park. And let me center up on this. This is the lighthouse again. I'll try to get you a closer shot of that when I'm driving back toward the landing for the ferry. And I'm going to say this, there's nothing I love better than unexpected finds. You have to do one thing and you end up getting to check out something else strictly by accident. They're the best ones. Can't get enough of them. So with that, let me get to the car and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, we're getting on the Robert Lanier. And we're going to go right up to the front of the island. Alright, so we got the car stopped. We're at the front of the line. Look at the seagulls. Let's hop out of this pressure cooker. As we head out of the car. Back over to Galveston Island from Port Boulevard. And we are surrounded by seagulls. I'm not sure what that is over there. Could be another shipwreck. If so, that means there's two shipwrecks in the bay here. Nothing wrong with that. That's totally cool. Another piece of history. Once more documented. There's another ferry right there. Too far out to see what it is. We are absolutely surrounded by seagulls. I know I'm zooming in and out a lot. Looks like the Robert something though. That's the name of that ferry coming in. I just can't see the last name from here. It's just too far out for me right this minute. I'm just hoping I don't get pooped on by the birds here. The car's already suffered enough being pooped on. I don't want to be next. And as of right now, my hat's fine, so we're good. Oh. Way over there, you can barely see it in the haze. Is Texas City. I'm going to have another story coming up on that one that I'll be doing in my series. I won't give any real spoilers other than I'm going to have a story on that area soon enough. And the ferry coming in is the Robert H. Dedman. So now we know Robert H. Dedman. Let's see what goes on here in a few minutes here, once we get going. This is the inside on the upper level of the ferry that I'm on. Stainless steel on the inside, the bathrooms are in here, and it's air conditioned. Then you come back outside to the upper level. Get a better view. Get a nicer view up here. By the stoppers there, we are underway again. And believe me, that's another shipwreck. I'm not sure which one that one is. The one I showed you previously was the SS Selma. This one I'm not sure if this is a ship or not. If it is, what one it might be. And over there, I don't know if I can see it or not, but it looks like it might be a pier that might be destroyed or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm going to move forward. That went further out. Once again, we got the SS Selma over there, singing the bay. It looks like we're going to go to pass by it on the starboard side. Our starboard side, I should say. Way over there in the distance, I don't know if you can see it or not, hopefully you will be able to see it, is the elevator bridge for the railroad system. It stays up for all the freighters to come in, but when a train has to come through, it's lowered down to the tracks, the train crossing. And my car is getting all soaking wet from all the splashing coming off the bow of the ferry, which is good because I need to wash it anyway. There's another one of the ferries. I'm not sure. I think that's the Ray Stoker over there. in green. I just can't get enough of that shipwreck right there in the bay like that. That is incredible. Things that catch my attention. I'll talk to my son-in-law's dad, get on his boat, maybe we get up close and personal to that thing. If we do, that'll be another video. Now it doesn't look like we're going to have a cargo ship cross our bow again, so. Can't see the name of it, but nevertheless, it's still very cool. And we're going to be looking for dolphins now. We're looking to see if we can find dolphins. Oh, right over there was one. Coming over to starboard, see if we can find them again. I can't wait to see the footage of this myself. I'm hoping we got to see the dolphins that were coming around the ferry. If I did, that would be awesome. Another ferry going. Trying to see which one that one is. The Dewart C. Greer is a maroon one there. That's the other ferry going by. Bringing out a zoom because we may not see any more of the dolphins, but Just checking out the skyline, which isn't a whole lot of skyline, but it's enough. It's just a fantastic area, and I could ride these ferries every day and it wouldn't hurt my feelings whatsoever. I'm sorry about any of the wind noise that you get. I'm sure there's a bunch of it, but I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I am going to go ahead, head down to the lower level, and I'm going to see what else we can see from there. Maybe we might see some more surprises. See you downstairs. Okay, I'm back downstairs in the lower level, right in front of my car, and we're getting close to our landing area again, so we'll be ready to hop off this ferry here and we'll be back on the road again. Then we'll see what we're going to do. We might go down Shoreline Drive and check things out there, depending on what's going on with traffic and everything else, and then we'll see how things go. But we're almost at our landing, which is right over there. Okay, now there's our landing. I gotta get back in my car, and I'll see you inside. So, that was our ferry ride, as well as a little unexpected bonus for all of us in the Port Travis Seashore Park with all the different bunkers and batteries that were in place. We got to tour all of those, and now we are able to come back to Galveston Island, and we're going to be heading back home.